Hello, everybody. Brian here, quantlabsnet.com. I wanted to go over this course that I've already kind of explained in another video. These are the details. I just want to highlight something here about this course. There's a couple of things that you should know about. You can see here I use the word legacy. This is from 2019. This is using an older version of Python, but everything should work that I'm about to explain here. This will go over all the different uh, infrastructure building block or components that need to go into what the youngins call bots. And that's what it covers. It does not give you any strategy code, just everything else that goes around what's needed in a bot to properly work. One of the big benefits, what you'll learn from this is the same libraries in Python, as I said earlier, was very successful in 2020, 2021, when Bitcoin started around 17,000 and went all the way up to, with this one, 1.3 million. So all the things that you're going to get here was in that bot. And again, when I say 1.3 million, that's virtual, not real money, just virtual in a Binance account. So let's go over through everything. First thing is you're gonna get the notes. These are everything's all about options and videos, not a ton of code here, because a lot of these videos and references and links will point to other resources. Okay, so the notes are all there, covers everything in this course. It's pretty lengthy, so if you're motivated, you get through it, you can do it. So we have here a list of the Python tools and different methodologies you can use. Again, that's from 2019. Okay. And just as an overview of how it works. Again, if you're new to Python, you may get overwhelmed by a lot of this, but you know, if you stick at it, you can get through it. And if you're motivated, you will be getting all kinds of positive results as well in terms of knowledge. And maybe if you do live trading with this technology, you do well. But again, I have another course that makes life easier using TradingView, a third party service. But as I keep saying, there's always people that want to take the complicated route for learning or employment reasons or whatnot. Okay, so the first place to go is the graphical user interface. I used something called Chart Direct. These are all the different options that are available. The reason I like Chart Director, it's fairly cheap for what you get, and it gives you an interface to pretty well all the major languages. You can build out very powerful charting, technical analysis with this library. So I show different examples of how to use it, and it can be self-contained as well. In here, I go over the course overview, what's involved. Obviously, the chart director is one of them. Um, Now, there's different ways to capture market data. It depends on the exchange you use. I show different examples. As I said, this is specifically using Binance, but because this is 2019, uh, obviously Binance is going to be no longer in your country. So there's other options. The ones I recommend, because back then you didn't have the Know Your Customer KYC. It was not enforced as much back then, but now obviously it is. If you have to choose a regulated exchange, and you're probably better off to go with one anyways. I will say Kraken's a better one for the Western markets, namely the States, Canada as well. Um, a few months ago, I dealt with Coinbase. I did not like Coinbase up to a point of a few months ago. I was very shocked on their support. Was quite good actually. So Coinbase is another option. I don't believe I cover Coinbase in this one, but I may add it down the line for Python because Coinbase. I was just shocked on how positive the support results were. Support from Coinbase. I really was. So I may add it to this course to update it, bring it up to where we're at now. Um, so one of the other things that's very important is your backstore. Where do you store your data? You want it fairly fast. Redis has always been a really good database. You can go back to a version from 10 years ago and download it all in C using the wrapper, Python wrapper to interface with it. I will tell you the features that use for this bot, I guess, are very primitive features. So this is going to be 100% compatible today, even with an older version, even though I know Redis has kind of gone paid. It's still fast, really important element of this kind of bot as a way to store data. It's fast. And this just gives you the basics using pub sub message queuing, but you can leverage a lot out of that and a lot more. The other library I use, which is fairly popular, is TALib. TALib is a C or C++ library, has a couple hundred indicators that are all open source, part of that library, and a group built, again, a wrapper for TALib for Python. So I kind of go over some of the indicators that I used, RSI, rate of change, ROC, and other indicators. I'm dropping hints here about that bot that made that 1.3 million, what was used. And I show you how to demo that in the different videos. And again, I cover a strange section here, how to fund your cryptocurrency account. I do think this is kind of outdated because of the KYC. Now, when it comes to whatever analysis you use, I think it's very critical to use things like I've done a lot of study on the different types of indicators out there for uh, technical analysis, but a lot of them lag. I'd say 90% of them lag. When you look at a platform like MotiveWave that where they give you the source code for over 300 indicators, you'll find a lot of those indicators lag. And when they lag, the um, indicators are not, I mean, they're not as useful. You can use them for confirmation on when to take entries and whatnot, but to get it as close to real time as you want to use things like rate of change, as I said, simple moving average, any kind of moving average, because there's no lag in those. Same with RSI, but a lot of the indicators have that. So, uh, you want to use forward looking indicators. Now, coming back to the CCXT, back then it was not that old, maybe 2 years old. And this is an excellent framework. I don't know where it's at now on the open source, but I used it with the Binance portion because they did support a lot of different exchanges as part of the package for the support. So here I focus on Binance, showing you how to do an order. And you can do different types of orders, your limit or market order, no problem. And here I give some tips as well, how to use it. Again, I'm sure you can download older versions of CCXT if it is paid, and they do have licensing that will restrict you, and that's part of the open source movement. Now, as I said, we have a section here, fairly beefy, I guess you could say, the very last that are miscellaneous. These are all the different types of advantages you have. For instance, here we have an automated watch list and position manager. Again, that this is important because this is part of that bot that did very well. Because you want to run it in the background, you have to do anything, and you want to be able to automate that watch list. In my case with that bot, the only ones that were worthy, because it was involved in the futures market as well on Binance, because that was fairly new back then, was just the only ones that were available was Bitcoin, Ethereum, and sort of XRP and Big Cash. But the big one obviously was Bitcoin, and then there was Ethereum as well that did most of the trading volume for that. So I cover that. Python Forex Broker I thought would be useful. I cover mostly Oanda. I find Oanda, if you're into Forex, Oanda is probably one of the better brokers because it supports many countries. So if you're like me, want to travel, you're in a different location, likely that Oanda connection should be fine. So that's one of the reasons why you want to be in Oanda. Not a huge fan of it with, you know, market making going against you and all that stuff. I don't know where it's at, but I do show some videos and coding samples of where to go that may work. Now, I don't know if this version's still available on Oanda, but if it is, then this is very useful. Um, and if it does work, something definitely to look into. Also, I cover FXCM as you can see here. I've got these, so these kind of courses have past webinars, so they will have different webinars that could be 2 hours long and whatnot. So if you're willing to watch them, you get a lot of value out of it. Now, if they're still relevant is another question, but I'll leave it to you to kind of go through all that. So this is a very important part of the uh, whole experience of going through building crypto or even a forex bot. This is a debugging process. So I have all the different videos and covering that topic. This is a very important one. So if you want to cut to the chase, you could learn you could learn a baby automated trading system bot. This is just the basics on how to get started. Just has the code in there again in Python. This is uh online charting sucks and why. And then as I said, we've got a group discussion as well in the group that's private for all the people that are involved in the programming courses, among others, new stuff coming, hopefully, as a community is built on. It may take a while. It just depends upon a few things. If people engage, people ask questions and all that, like contribute, whatnot. So that's the general goal here with everything. So this is uh, the trading infrastructure building block course, really for crypto. But as I said, it does have some pointers on forex as well. Hopefully, I'll help you out.